A very good evening, everyone. On a day off from the World Cup, your football fix comes from Rply Park for our FA Cup second round replay, with Stockport County welcoming Charlton Athletic, formerly of the Premier League but now mired in crisis in League One after sacking manager Ben Garner on Monday. This ground can be something of an FA Cup graveyard for the top flight's fallen giants, as Bolton Wanderers discovered 12 months ago.
An FA Cup first round replay between Stockport County and Bolton Wanderers. Elias Kachunga, what a start for Bolton. Stockport in trouble again, it's 2-0. Paddy Madden, it's game on. Stockport get one back. There's a real mix-up here, it's Bakayoko. 3-1 to Bolton. Quickly, 5 goals in a fantastic first half. It's 3-3, we're heading for extra time. Quickly, he's in, and he's scored! Stockport have the lead for the first time. Ollie Crackshaw, he's done it! It's an FA Cup classic. Stockport winners by 5 goals to 3.
It really has been a year to remember for Dave Challoner's Stockport, winning the National League and now sizing up a promotion push in League Two. They warmed up for this by smashing 5 past Hartlepool at the weekend. However, Charlton are in no sort of form and are looking for their 4th manager in 2 years after sacking Ben Garner a couple of days ago. He won 5 out of 20 league games in his 6 months in the job. Anthony Hayes, who has progressed through the coaching setup at the Valley, has been put in caretaker charge. Kick-off here this evening is just 15 minutes away, and with the teams warming up on the pitch behind us, I'm delighted to be joined by 2 men who between them scored a bucket load of goals. Aaron McLean and former Charlton striker Darren Bent. Good evening, gentlemen. Great to see you. Let's start, obviously, Darren, if we can, with the big news. Ben Garner sacked on Monday. How much of a surprise was that for you?
Yeah, it was a surprise, but also as well not a surprise, because we've seen with Thomas Sandgaard and what he's done in the last 2 seasons by sacking 4 managers that there is no continuity. Yeah, results wasn't great, but at some stage you're going to have to give a manager the opportunity to kind of overcome the bad form and get a bit of consistency. If you keep firing managers, how are you ever going to build anything? You want to take the club forward, you've got to stick with a manager at some stage. And again, Ben Garner, unfortunately, paid the price, and now they find themselves again searching for a new manager.
Well, it's Anthony Hayes in temporary charge this evening. He was kept humble because due to a few travel issues, some of the backroom staff haven't got here in time, so he was out there putting the cones in the warm-up. But it's interesting what you say there, because Ben Garner, after the game on Friday night, said that. He said you can keep changing managers every few months, but that's not going to address the cultural issues that exist at Charlton. Do you think this is a club in crisis?
Crisis is a strong word, but there's certainly something not right with the DNA. When you look at Charlton Athletic, you look at previously, even when I played here, they had managers that were long-serving, people like Lenny Lawrence before me, Alan Kirbishley, absolutely fantastic manager. Now it's almost like they keep revolving door. Right, we don't do well for a couple of months, change the manager. You're never going to be able to build anything. You need to be able to stay with someone, let them, even if the club is not going through a period like it is now, not playing well, you have to allow someone the chance to get them the other side of it, because you never know, you never get anywhere. So it is disappointing for Ben Garner. I'm sure he's devastated about the decision to sack him, but the next appointment has to be the right one, and you have to give him longevity.
Aaron, a great opportunity this evening, given what's gone on at Charlton, for Stockport County.
Yeah, well, Stockport are at the total opposite end of that. You know, they've brought in a manager, you know, just over 12 months ago, who they had a plan in place. Their plan was to get promotion out of the National League. Dave Challoner did that at the first time of asking and managed to get them a decent cup run as well. So they'll be going into this game full of confidence.
Applause for the Stockport players as they make their way back into the dressing room, and there's very much good times happening here at Stockport. They've only lost 1 in their last 10 games, including the 2-2 draw against Charlton at the Valley in the first match. It was a last-minute equaliser for Stockport from Miles Rply to secure the replay. What did you make of that match?
Well, you know, Dave Challoner even says, you know, he thinks that they probably scored too early, you know, and then almost tried to hang on to the win. That's not them. Yeah, no, they're a team that when they go at it and they get the fans behind them, they're a really good team. You know, playing against a Charlton team that are low in confidence, if they can get, for me, if they can get their 2 main players, Will Collar and Crosdale on the ball, then they've got the attacking threats to be able to go and punish Charlton, and they're going to be key players for them today.
Anthony Hayes has rung 7 changes from the game on Friday night. He's certainly made his mark in terms of the team sheet. What do you make of the team Charlton are putting out there?
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised because I think they're a club that need confidence. Now, it's kind of a double-edged sword because you play a strong side, you come to a dangerous ground like Stockport and get beat. That does you no favours when you go back to league football. But I thought you want to get a result, you want to get a positive performance. I thought we would have gone a bit stronger. But listen, there's still a couple of players I'm looking forward to watching tonight, and this gives them a massive opportunity.
OK, well, for now, gentlemen, thank you. Well, these might be tough times for Charlton fans, but turning the clock back 75 years might ease the pain, because it was 75 years ago since they won the FA Cup, beating Burnley 1-0 thanks to an extra-time goal from Chris Duffy under the management of the legendary Jimmy Seed. We'll hear from the 2 men in charge tonight when we return. Well, welcome back. It's great to have you with us from a chilly Edgeley Park, and it's time now to hear from the men in charge of tonight's team, starting with the man thrust into a caretaker role yesterday. Charlton's Anthony Hayes is in conversation with Becky Ives.
Well, Anthony, the last 48 hours have looked eventful from the outside. What's it been like living it?
Yeah, it's been really challenging. It's been a difficult probably 48 hours, like you alluded to, but in the midst of everything that's gone on, we've had to prepare for a game of football tonight, and we are prepared, and we're looking forward to the contest ahead.
We have made some changes, but realistically, what have you been able to do in a day?
Yeah, there's been plenty. We trained on Tuesday morning. Some of the prep we actually done on Monday, and then we had some productive meetings today. So, like I said, we feel prepared going into the game. There's no excuses from us. We're looking forward to the challenge that lies ahead.
Well, Dave, you earned the Rply, big win at the weekend. Is tonight all about belief that you can get the job done?
Absolutely. Like I say, we take a lot from the game 10 days ago. I thought first off, sometimes you can score too early in games. I think we did that, and then went into a shell a little bit and almost tried to protect that lead. I think second off, we did go out with more belief because we had to go and try and get something from the game, and I think that will do us the world of good. Like I say, a little bit of the unknown tonight because of change of managerial situation there and changing personnel from the first game, but we're looking forward to the game, and hopefully we can progress.
Do you feel the team dynamic has changed at all since the managerial change?
No.
And I've seen you out and about still putting cones out, but you are first team manager tonight.
Yeah, we've the support staff have had some issues with travel. Some of them have come up from London, so trains and stuff like that, so they'll be here soon, but it's a team effort and all have to chip in.
Anthony, best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Great to hear from the 2 men in charge there. Darren, how much of an opportunity is this for Anthony Hayes and the Charlton players this evening?
It's massive. I mean, he's picked a team. All you can hope as a manager when you make changes that they put a performance in, and that's what he's going to be hoping. So it's a massive opportunity for himself and this football club.
And it sounds from Dave Challoner's comments there, Aaron, that he wants his team to really start on the front foot tonight.
Absolutely. Listen, they're at home. They've got the opportunity to go and get themselves in the next round. Go and stamp your authority on this team. Things aren't going well for Charlton at the moment. Go and heap even more misery on top of them.
Judging by the noise we can hear just to our right, the Hatters faithful are here for a good time.
Yeah, they are. And listen, they'll be vocal all night, and they'll expect the players to go out there and give them something to cheer about. If they do that, then it'll be a good night for them.
And tactically, we heard Dave Challoner there say he wants to press, he wants to get on the front foot. How are Charlton going to have to react to that?
Well, first and foremost, Charlton are going to have to turn up with the right attitude, because if you come into a game like this, we've got no confidence, the other team are playing well, and you don't go out there with the right attitude, you don't get in their faces, you don't make it hard, you don't play your football, they'll turn you over.
And Paddy Madden is the captain of Stockport County. He's a player that Charlton are going to really have to watch. He's been in cracking form this year.
Oh, he's been brilliant. And even last season, he's the one that sets the tone. He leads by example with his work rate, his desire. Yes, he scores the goals, but the way he leads his team, he sets the press off. The way he performs today will be key to how Stockport get on.
And we touched on the team for Charlton, but who are the key men for them this evening?
Jake Forster-Caskey's going to have to use his experience. I'm looking for Tyrant Mitchell, 19 years old, so they all need to put performance in, all of them.
Well, here come the teams, a reminder that we must find a winner tonight. So extra time and penalties a possibility. We'll have kick-off for you when we return. It's Stockport County against Charlton Athletic. The winners get a home tie against Walsall in round 3 of this year's FA Cup. Let's join our commentary team of Adam Virgo. But first, Joe Spain.
Thank you, Ollie. A good festive cup tie feel in the air. Stockport County on the rise, but Charlton perhaps at their lowest ebb. Let's confirm the team news for you. Stockport bring in their top scorer Paddy Madden, who's on the bench for that first match at the Valley. This is the same team which scored 5 goals at Hartlepool in League 2 last weekend, when number 19 Carl Wooden scored twice. Rply got the goal 10 days ago, which forced this Rply. That three has been the way here for some time. Charlton far more fluid this campaign, a host of injuries and suspensions to their captain James Stockley's amongst those missing, as his first choice goalkeeper Joe Wothercott. The attack led by Chucks Anike often impacts her, but he starts for just the second time this campaign tonight. Well, Stockport's a club where there is a real bond between the team and the fans, perhaps the underdogs in league terms here, but maybe the favourites, given the circumstances around these two sides. And before the game, both sets of players take the knee. The message: there is no room for discrimination here or anywhere in society. So off we go then. Edgeley Park is a wonderful ground to come to. It's been a venue for some classic cup nights in recent times. Stockport in blue, Charlton in red. Adam Virgo is with me. Great to have your company on this freezing night. Where for you are the key battles out there this evening?
Well, certainly the way that Stockport have really gained momentum, certainly the last month in terms of their football, the way that they played the 3-5-2, they're creating chances, and I think the game against Hartlepool on the weekend, I think really showed where they were in terms of their confidence in front of goal. They created a lot of chances, and on this occasion, they managed to take those chances. I think when you look at Charlton, I mean, the way that they have been this season, the inconsistency that they've shown in terms of the group of players, this is a massive, massive test for them. The 7 changes that have been made, certainly in the first 10 minutes, you look at these kind of issues. How can the players a continuity? How can the players really link up together? But I'm sure Dave Challoner will be looking for a fast start, and they did start fast in the last game against them.
An early corner, and they scored 2 goals from corners 10 days ago at the Valley. Wright with the ball in. Close defended there by Charlton, who come here amidst this sense of disharmony. They need some festive cheer. Some of their highlights in the campaign of lowlights have come in cup games this year. Had a fine run in the League Cup. This is a potential banana skin for them in the FA Cup here. They were just seconds away from victory in that first game. Stockport's equalising goal came 7 minutes into added time. Qatar levels of stoppage time in that first game.
Yeah, I think it was an equaliser they certainly deserved. I thought, as Dave Challoner said in the pre-match interview, I think they maybe just scored, when they score an early goal, I think they just sat back a little bit too much. And then Charlton gained control of the game fairly well, took their goals well in certain periods of that game. But I think he'll be pleased the way that his side fought back. It's a busy period for this week in terms of games. But now you're starting to see a turn with Dave Challoner's side this season now.
Well, after what, 17 successive days of football from the desert, any dancing you might see here this evening, more dancing on ice. It's not a night for the faint of heart, one for the thermals. Temperatures around about freezing. We expect a crowd of about 8,000 up here this evening. Not too many Charlton fans. It's a long way to come on a Wednesday night this time of year. There have been transport issues, as you heard earlier, throughout the day, coming up from the southeast. Thumped on there by Ben Hinchliffe in that Stockport goal up towards Paddy Madden. Been in fantastic form in the past few months. 7 goals in his past 10 games.
Yeah, he's certainly shown the form this season now for Stockport, as he showed in the National League. Dave Challoner's side, for me, he was the National League Player of the Year. Thought led the line really, really well. Sets the tempo of the side, as Aaron McLean said at the start of the game. Such an important player in terms of the way he links up play. It's what he offers off the pitch as well that goes a long way for Stockport County.
Record of 40 goals in 84 matches for the club. Jackson here towards 3 who are waiting. And it was a fierce strike over the top from Ryan Croasdale, but it was there to be hit.
Not one for scoring too many goals, Ryan Croasdale. Picked up a decent position on the edge of the box there, looking for that second ball. Difficult technique there to get your head over the ball and strike it towards goal, but fairly positive start from the home side, as you'd certainly expect.
Referee is Scott Oldham, a regular in the Football League. The kitchen and bathroom fitter by day. This is the last round of the FA Cup this year, pre the entry of VAR. All hooked away there by Ryan Johnson. One of the young players in this Charlton team tonight, wearing number 43, Tyrese Campbell, who's just 19. And 2 teenagers in this starting 11. The other one here playing on the left of their defence, Zach Mitchell. Want to chase for Anike, but a foul there given against Chuks Anike.
I think it's a big evening for him to lead the line. Certainly been a player that's been more effective coming off the bench with his performances. I think there's been an element of frustration when he has started games, hasn't showed that consistency. Struggled to finish 90 minutes as well, which I think has been a certain frustration for Charlton fans in particular. Certainly a big strong presence out there with Payne and Kirk alongside him. They've gone for a 3 up top. Stockport have gone for a 2 up top, and a 3 at the back as well. So they're going to offer width in the final third, and I think where they lose that defensively, I think that's where the wing backs for Stockport could really be effective in Rydale and Southern Hales. They keep the ball well.
Southern Hales there, the right wing back. And Rydale over at left wing back for Stockport, who were in their first year back in the Football League after 11 years away. Champions of the National League last year, where you saw them plenty of times to add them in. This system is one they've become very used to.
Yeah, that was a system that Dave Challenger picked up, and it clicked really, really well. He took over for them, I think, in about 10th place. And they're a long, long way off even from the playoffs, but I think he was the best manager for the job. They went and got him, they had an identity of what they want to do, strengthened the club really, really well. And you can see how strong they strengthened, because a lot of the players are now starting in League 2. There's certainly been a plan before promotion to get that squad together.
Campbell's attempt across there came off Wright, and now Charlton have their first corner of the evening. To the Sheedle end, where the majority of the Stockport fans are housed tonight. It's Charlie Kerr who will take this corner. Decent 1-2, and it's dribbled in. Well, there's the opening goal for Charlton, and it came about in somewhat bizarre fashion. Stockport there, fan wanting from the set piece, and the League One team who need a lift. Well, they've got one here, and it's Stockport 0, Charlton 1 inside 7 minutes.
Well, it's a perfect start for Charlton. However the goal comes about, you certainly take it after a difficult couple of days from them. I think when you look at the goalkeeper, I think he has to be doing better than what he's done there. I think he's expecting Croasdale to get on the end of that cross first and really misjudges the flight of it. Just punches it into an area. I think it's Wright that maybe gets the last touch that takes it into the goal. Mitchell just behind him. I don't think he got a touch on it, but it's a perfect start for Charlton Athletic.
So Wright, the unfortunate Stockport player, his score at the right end in the first round here when they beat Swindon Town. His touch there beyond Ben Hinchcliffe, and Stockport for the worst possible start for them. But that cup tie we saw here last year when Bolton came in the round 1 replay, they came from behind twice in that game, ultimately winning it by 5 goals to 3. Here's Anike. It's Charlton, but we're seen back by forceful to Ben Hinchcliffe, 35 years of age. He's approaching 300 matches now for Stockport County. There's Clare there, Charlton's captain for the night. George Dobson only on the bench, and mentioned earlier Stockley serving the third of a 3-game ban.
Too often this season that Stockport conceded the first goal. last time they did. They managed to find their way back against Newport County, but I think Dave Chandler will be very disappointed because they were controlling the game fairly well, albeit just 8 minutes into this opening period of the game. Set plays are so important, whatever level you play, and I think he'd be disappointed with the manner of the goal. Experienced goalkeeper making a basic mistake, and I think he'd be absolutely delighted. I don't think his side has started well. Just wonder how Charlton are going to play. Are they going to keep to the same philosophy that Ben tried to install in this club?
There's Paddy Madden. He went for Stokowski. The goalkeeper here with a bit of an uncertain moment. Craig McGillivray had a bit of a howler at the weekend against Cheltenham Town in League One. Wouldn't have done his confidence too much good. But they are without their first choice keeper, Joe Wobbicott, the Ghanaian, who would have been part of Ghana's squad for the World Cup had it not been for a finger issue he picked up only a few weeks before the tournament. Woodson there with the flick. Southern Hales with the header. And that by the bell for Charlton. That's Wright and Crowsdale. Connor to Woodson. Connor. Southern Hales was almost in there, but it's a good bit of covering. Spain, Lavelle. Any questions about the mindset of the Charlton players coming here this evening? Very cold night, awkward travelling up here for them. Their manager being sacked just a couple of days ago, but an early start, the early goal for them. Just calm things down for their point of view and for the coach, Anthony Hayes.
Yeah, I mean, it'd been the perfect start for them to get that early goal. So it's been a difficult couple of days for them, but sometimes as they play, you just want to get back out on the field and start playing 90 minutes again.
This ball played wide there by Inike. This is Jack Payne. The lap was by Johnson. Lost by Forsakowski. Chance to attack here for Connor. Madden's pulled away towards the back post area. Clare with the header away. Campbell. Teenager coming inside, going down, but no foul given. Referee being lenient. Woodson. That's Connor. Chance to cross here for Stockport. He fisted in with too much venom. Rydell can't keep the ball in play.
Slightly disappointing there from Will Collar. Certainly knows his qualities as a player. For me, he was the most improved player in the National League last season. His performances for Dave Chandler were absolutely excellent. I think he suffered a concussion at the start of the season. He's been asked to play right back, right wing back, which is not necessarily his more natural position. Seeing him central, it's been real pivotal to Stockport's success last season.
Dave Chandler took charge here just over a year ago when he left Hartlepool. So he returned to a club where he was once the captain. Campbell. He's made a bright start. So just 19 years of age, Tyrese Campbell, one of so many players who have come through Charlton's very productive youth system over recent years. Many questions posed about Charlton's recruitment of late, but you see players who come through their system in the team. Does put the fans up. They're almost on the back foot there. Decent ball across, and it's been dealt with ultimately, but a worrying moment there defensively for Charlton.
Well, I mentioned the wing-backs in these wide areas for Stockport are going to be real key for them to get up the field into decent areas. It's a brilliant flick round the corner there from Paddy Madden to put Southam Hales in. He's put a teasing ball into the box.
Maybe a wee bit fortunate there, Sean Clare. He used to be a midfield player up until what, a year or so ago, converted into a right back or a right-sided defender. Player who played in the cup final in Scotland with Hearts, lost against Chelsea back in 2019. Charlton 17th in League One, 19 spots above Stockport in the football pyramid. Form-wise, certainly inferior in terms of recent results. They have the early advantage here. There's Campbell, now Anike. Right by Johnson. That went Forster-Caskey. That's a Stockport free kick. He's been a player really ravaged by injuries, Forster-Caskey. He's had 2 ACLs in his time with Charlton, missed most of last season, but he was Player of the Year 2 years ago.
Yeah, a player I certainly saw a lot of coming through Brighton in the Championship. Didn't necessarily get the game time that he was looking for, and deservedly got a good move to Charlton. But as you mentioned, that season where he was absolutely excellent to get Player of the Season, but unfortunately injuries have hampered his progress.
Payne's ball forward there. They could be in here again. Oh, it's a good effort. Shin, I think he felt that should be a corner. Goal kick's being given, but Shin was clean through.
Oh, it was really, really good play there. Leave themselves so open at the back. I think he needs to be going across goal there. There's the time and space to look up. I think the ball just rolls away from him slightly. I maybe think that Hinchliffe just gets the faintest of touches on it.
Despite the appeals not to be, goal kick. Richard Shin, who's not scored a senior goal yet. He's just 20. So he joined Charlton when he was just 9. Johnson. Fraser Horsfall. Stockport off the back of their biggest win of the campaign to date, those 5 goals at Hartlepool. 7 wins in their last 10 matches. Make a slow start to life in League Two, but that's understandable. Took a few months to transition to life back in the Football League again. I do feel like a club who are looking up rather than down.
Yeah, certainly discipline at the start of the season for them was a real issue with red cards, and I think adjusting to the pace of League Two, conceding late goals as well was always an issue for Dave Challoner's side, and also the chances that they created. They weren't taking those chances, but now you're seeing them take those chances. You're seeing that consistency more now in the final third.
Rydell. Touch on by Connor. Southam Hayes. Just about kept the ball in play. And a slight fumble from McGillivray, but no damage was done.
It's certainly going to be a cause for concern for Charlton. It's on a few occasions now they've got down the right and left-hand side. They're getting crosses in far too easily. Unfortunately, that Stockport County just haven't managed to be on the end of them, apart from that one chance which Ryan Crosdale took from the edge of the box.
It's Hippolyte wrestling away, and he wins a free kick. Battle there with Albie Morgan. He scored a lovely goal, Albie Morgan, to put Charlton in front in the first fixture. Best move of the game. 3 goals he scored this campaign. Hippolyte. Forster-Caskey. There's Payne. Now Clare. Campbell. Control there for the Charlton fans. Here's Kirk. Campbell. Forster-Caskey. Moving beyond Cobber through towards Anike. Stayed down but playing back anyway to Ben Hinchliffe.
Good play there from Charlton, just trying to play out from the back. Looking to play in their own defensive areas and looking to try and turn Stockport as quickly as possible. The ball's going in behind early on to try and stretch the play.
Johnson towards Hippolyte. Was there a touch from Clare? That was the referee's opinion. No foul given. Johnson with the header. Connor. Not by Rydell, but no one behind him. Stockport did reach the third round of the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago when West Ham came here. It was in the pandemic, behind closed doors. West Ham winning 1-0. Craig Dawson with the only goal of that match. Dawson, as we saw earlier, winners of the FA Cup 75 years ago. Chris Duffy's winning goal, extra time. Years now since they were playing top flight football. They had that 7-year spell in the elites. So they want to do again, but a long way to go to get back to that level. Madden's ball in here. Kicked away by Forster-Caskey. That by Clare. Payne. Going in there with Johnson. Forster-Caskey. Letting plenty of contact go in the early stages here tonight. Here's Morgan, and has tricked himself there. That needs to be a push, but the referee again says play on. That's sort of game tonight. Connor. Acker Wright, his early own goal, separates these two sides. Crozet. Right out. Nicolaites. It's Wooten. Now Rydell. It's a nice move this. Hit towards Madden. Flicked out by Mitchell. Hit by Southern Hales. Now by Forster-Caskey. Now Anike with a good touch there to get past Baltimore. Anike on the charge. And he had no support. Had to go alone. And he was some way off target.
Yeah, disappointing because he did so well to create that opportunity. Horsfall going in a little bit too tight to him. I mentioned about they're trying to spin Stockport as quickly as possible, from deep in particular. Just drags the shot wide of the post, doesn't he? Maybe just snatches at it slightly.
Almost 30 years of age now, Jackson Anike. Arsenal youngster, played one senior game for the Gunners and was back in 2011. 3 goals this season, all of which have come from the bench. Morgan's ball forward, good run here. It was Kirk on the move, but it bounced through to Ben Hinchcliffe. Charlton have been lacking a really potent forward this season. 3 joint top scorers on 5 goals each. The Stockport players who has put them on their way. Second round replay tonight. Host of changes made by Anthony Hayes, as you heard earlier, 7 from that 1-0 loss against Cheltenham Town a few days ago, the final straw for Ben Garner. What do you feel, Adam, about the sacking of Ben Garner? 20 league matches, just, what, 6 months in charge?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at it from the outside, I think people may feel that it's maybe a justified sacking just purely when you look at the results as a manager and the win ratio and the amount of games that you've won, say, in the last, I think, 3 in the last 16. But I think when you look inside of where he's come from in terms of Swindon, the identity that he played with as a manager, playing out from the back. But the biggest thing about it, as Darren was saying pre-match, he's not been backed. He's not been able to bring in the players that he's wanted to bring in. He's had to rely on frees and loans. And unfortunately, the quality's not been there for them to...
Here's a chance. Oh, and it's a terrific save by McGillivray. Madden with a stooping header. And Stockport very nearly back on level terms there.
Oh, brilliant play there from Southern Hales down the right-hand side. That's a magnificent save. That really is a great save. It's an awkward bounce there for Paddy Madden. But it's certainly been Stockport's best chance of the game so far. Matched by a brilliant save.
Not just a save, the way he hung on to it too. Southern Hales down this right flank for the home side, having some joy. It's a free kick now for Stockport for the foul on Crowsdale.
Yeah, I think they needed that Stockport. Because I said they've got a lot of crosses into this game so far. Without any really thing hitting the target. And he stretched brilliantly there because you've got Collar coming in, as you mentioned. Could have quite easily gone to the midfielder following in. Frustration for Paddy Madden.
Big save that from the goalkeeper, whose error on Friday evening really cost Charlton the game against Cheltenham Town. Will do his self-believe a world of good. Southern Hales with a free kick towards Forsell around that back post area, hit by Ryan. Oh, the post! Then it goes in. Stockport County back on level terms. Collar's got the goal, and the League Two team have equalised here. Stockport 1, Charlton 1. Game on.
Well, it's a brilliant reaction there from Will Collar after a magnificent strike from Ryan Rydell. It's a great header back there. Horsfall think they got that header back into a danger area, and then Stockport react to the second ball. See the centre half at the far post area. I mean, he outjumps and he needs to be doing better there. The Charlton forwards. It's about desire to go and win that header, and he does that brilliantly. It's a wonderful strike there, strikes the post. Will Collar in the right place at the right time. Good side foot finish. Brings Stockport County back on level terms.
So all square again, just past the midway point of the first half at Edgley Park. Some reaction too from the Stockport fans. Great atmosphere here inside the stadium. He's Madden now. Woodson with the flick on. The Collar who was on the move there from midfield. Collar who was outstanding in the weekend, that 5-0 win over Hartlepool. But he was the man who was there to react. And the ball came back off the upright.
Yeah, I mean, he was man of the match against Hartlepool, in my opinion. I thought he had a magnificent performance. Performances, as I mentioned, in the National League last season, that certainly got him a lot of praise. He's best in that midfield area. He really, really is. He's a quality player.
It's Kirk for Charlton. In towards Payne. Very good goalkeeping by Hinch. They've timed that perfectly.
Yeah, he's done well there. I mean, brave to go in at Payne's feet. Just right to challenger Johnson really, really well. It's a difficult ball to defend against. So the keeper came out and made a real positive decision there to go to his feet and make the save.
It's a good cup tie. Two sides who shared 4 goals in the first match. 2. Only half an hour here this evening. Here's Clare. Charlton in that back area. Finding force to Caskey. Campbell. Tyrese Campbell. Payne. Shot away with a shot which lacked the conviction to pose a question.
Seems the theme for Charlton giving strikes towards Hinchcliffe's goal is in terms of just snapping at their chances.
Wootton couldn't quite get that pass away to Connor. Morgan to Anike. Into the handball, and it was seen by that. It's just on the far side, so the Stockport free kick.
There from the linesman, just using the right arm there to control the ball. Again, they're just using that ball into midfield. They're spinning it every single time to try and get in behind, to not necessarily play through the thirds, the defence into midfield, then into the forwards. They're trying to play out from the back, and then they're just trying to turn Stockport as quickly as possible in that midfield area to get the front 3 into the game.
Wright. Mitchell. Payne. Clare. Walsall, who await the winners in round 3. A team who both sides have faced this year. Stockport have played them in League 2, 1-1 draw here. Charlton played them in their League Cup run, and 1-1 win away at the Bescott Stadium back in August. Madden's ball in, Waffle push there. Big appeal, but the referee not having it. Still down to the Stockport player involved there. Rply. Now it's been stopped by the referee to see if any attention's required, but it seemed to be a decent shout there, Adam, for a penalty.
Well, I think so myself. I mean, Claire's really walking a tightrope. It's a clumsy challenge from him. Do you know, it's one of these challenges outside the box you'll get. For some reason, inside the box is the referee's the linesman. To me, that's a clear penalty. It's a clumsy challenge on Miles Rply.
Well, you could argue the referee is being consistent. We've seen a few challenges in the game up to this point where he has let things go.
That's a penalty. You can say what you want. I mean, it's a penalty in my opinion.
Playing devil's advocate. Stockport, I think, can feel hard done by. And he is a lucky boy, Sean Clare, Charlton's captain.
I think he'd certainly be delighted, Dave Chandler, the way that his side have, I think, reacted from the goal really, really well. Didn't seem to be a panic in them, and actually got them playing a little bit better. I know there's a frustration in the first game after scoring the first goal. Maybe his side didn't control the ball well enough to give themselves any momentum after scoring that early goal. They certainly can't let that decision affect them now.
We'll restart with a drop ball. Possession should go back to Stockport. Going to have this drop ball. What a good area here. Rosedale's waiting. So off we go again. Johnson for Stockport County. Rosedale. Now Wright. Johnson, heavy touch. Just got there in front of Payne. Second time around. Benike. Holding off Rosedale, finding Kirk. Charlie Kirk once again. In towards Morgan. Hippolyte.
There certainly has to come a time in Charlton's game that, yes, they keep turning Stockport every single time, but I don't think we've really seen Kirk in those areas in the final third, using his quality on the ball that we've seen time and time again. We've seen Payne in and out of the game. Just with Morgan and Fortakaski just playing a little bit deeper, those front three have to link up a lot more.
Southern Hales can't get beyond the bell. There he was dropped, and Ben Garner's last game in charge at the weekend. Restored to this team this evening. It's a Charlton defence now, which is being called more and more into action. Stockport's response to going behind has been a very good one. Southern Hales, who does possess a long throw, in the mould of his manager, Dave Chandler. Rose to fame with a world record for the longest throw in football, 46 metres 20-odd years ago. Wright, high and hanging, might come the way of Madden. That goes Rydell, free kick, in a very good area too.
Well, again, it's another cross that's come into the box that Charlton are not doing enough to stop. There certainly was a foul there from Payne. This is a really, really good chance. There's going to be a few takers looking at it. I know Paddy Madden can strike it from this distance as well. Him scoring a goal last season against Kings Lynn from this kind of distance. Going to the goalkeeper's left. It seems that Rydell certainly fancies it a little bit more.
Yeah, he's grabbed the ball. Rydell, he's just 21, scored a couple of goals this season. One in the FA Cup against Swindon here at the start of November. Madden's now moved away, so the stage left for Ryan Rydell. Rydell's effort off the top of that Charlton wall. It's Southern Hales. Rply. On by Horsfall, chance. Oh, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. It was well hit, but a fairly simple stop from the Rply, but it was Cobber in there again.
Yeah, reacted really well to the little flick on. Decent save in the end, but to say 35 minutes into the game, you have to say Stockport have been the better side.
Madden. Rydell. By Morgan. Johnson forward. Equalised out for offside, but no flag forthcoming. Rosedale looking for Connor. Really good first half for Connor. The ball but highly involved for Stockport. Beside that, Madden, little glancey touch on a slippery surface. That was again well held by the Rply.
No, I've lost count now. And the crosses that are coming into the Charlton box now in the Charlton area. They're not doing anywhere near enough to stop these crosses coming in. The worrying sign now is that Stockport getting players on the end of the crosses. This time it's Paddy Madden.
Momentum with the home side, but here's Kirk now, the chance to attack for Charlton. It's thwarted by the offside flag.
I think it's certainly been a frustration for Charlie Kirk down that left-hand side that they've not really seen him in those kind of areas in the final third. Again, it's the long ball over the top.
I think we'll trust the linesman there.
Give the linesman the benefit of the doubt.
On the hunt for a fifth manager in less than 2 years now, Charlton Athletic. Anthony Hayes with a fair bit to ponder here because his team find themselves just penned in really. Chances coming on the breakaway. Here's Anike. Payne. Morgan. Anike was waiting. Away by Forsell. Clare. And the bell for Charlton. Mitchell. Rply looks a bit uncertain there. Finds the bell. Chin. Forced to Kasky. Kirk. Breaks the way of Connor. Madden. It's a good one by Clare. Kirk. Mitchell, his first league start in the evening, did fairly well. Despite that defeat against Cheltenham Town. His senior debut at the start of November for a youth international. Missing several players back there in defence. It must be mentioned Charlton. Owen O'Connell, been out since October. Luke Ness, who began that game on Friday, is cup side. They were Torquay in their match against Derby in the last round. Away there on loan. Another factor behind the stop-start campaign really for Charlton. Maybe more stop than start, it must be said, but a whole host of injuries to contend with for them. Lots of lone players brought in, lots of young players being given their chance to.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly one of the argument. You know, Connell's been a massive loss for them in that central defensive area, especially trying to play out from the back. One of these better ball players. But they're clearly playing like they've made 7 changes this evening. They're not really clicked together so far, Charlton.
Here's Wootton, twisting and turning. And there's a push. Push given against Colvin, but he was in there in the right place again.
Oh, here's a push in the back. Again, it's another cross that's come into the box. Certainly growing in confidence, Stockport County. Obvious foul there on Forster-Caskey. I just think the balance at the moment at Charlton's not quite fitting in terms of when to go and press, when not to press, when they try and spin play around in the final third. I think Anike's really quite isolated up front on his own.
Anike has just dispossessed. Forceful there. Shin in support. Here goes Anike again. Breaks back the way of Payne. Came in from Connor. Payne hit the deck, but no foul. Rosedale. Hippolytes. Watch by Chin. Very poor away record this season, just the 1 win in their 10 away games in League One. Mitchell. Morgan. Big switcher player, tremendous attempted pass out towards Campbell, but Southern Hayes defending. Campbell. Mitchell. Clare. Payne, that pass away. Johnson there with the intervention. That's Cover. McGillivray. It's just a sense of apprehension when the ball goes back to the feet of McGillivray. Foul there by Morgan.
Well, you can clearly hear the message from the sidelines from Dave Challoner is to press and get tight to Charlton in that midfield area. Just a little touch there to take it away from Morgan. Obvious foul there to be given. But they've really struggled in these areas, these diagonal free kicks that have come into the box. That's where the goal came from for the equaliser. They're not winning the second balls enough as well at Charlton.
Stockport do pose a set-piece threat. Southern Hales stands over this one. Madden, one of the obvious targets. He goes beyond him. Crossed by Horsfall. Hippolytes. Blocks. Shout for a handball, but not too sure about that. Then teasing ball in by Hippolyte. That's Johnson. Here's Madden. Forster-Caskey. It's a case of anywhere will do. Right out. Up towards Woodson. Breaks for Payne for Charlton. Just survived a slight scare there. Campbell losing out. Southern Hales. Campbell goes back. Tenacious there, Campbell. Made the error, but recovered. Hippolyte with the header. Collar, Hippolyte. Campbell again for Charlton. Clare. Right out. by way of first half stoppage time. The busy goalkeeper, Craig McGillivray. His 50th match for Charlton this evening. Claire. So we do go into 2 minutes by way of first half additional time. Charlton with the early lead, but I think Adam will be quite happy to get to half-time level on the balance of play.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Stockport County certainly have been the better side in this first half. I think the goal was a little bit fortuitous, the way that it came for Charlton. I have to say Dave Challoner's side have reacted really, really well, controlled the game in Charlton's half, and what they probably were lacking in the first 20 minutes was testing the goalkeeper. And then once they got themselves that goal, they've been totally dominant, been the busier in the final third, getting so many crosses into the box. I think that's certainly an area that I would be looking at Anthony Hayes, the two wing-backs in particular, and Chin and Campbell, got to do a lot more to stop the crosses coming in. I think they miss Dobson in midfield at the moment, just to maybe offer a little bit of control on the ball. Just wonder how changes he may be looking to make in this second half to try and just gain control of the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, there is a strength in depth in terms of this Charlton bench, given the changes made tonight. Some options to change the game. It's Richard Chin here, who's just had to leave the pitch with a bit of blood to attend to. Kirk. Ball by Rydell. Wootton. Here's Wright. Is there time for one last chance before half-time? Ball by Southern Hales. Colin. Back towards Wright again. And Wright's a bit late. Gives away a free kick.
So we saw one for Sakaski on the cold evening. On the top of the foot.
Well, it was 2-2 at the Valley 10 days ago, and one apiece at half-time at Edgeley Park tonight. Wright scored the own goal, which put Charlton on their way, but the response came from the League Two team. Will Cobber with the equalising goal. So at half-time in this FA Cup second round replay, the scoreline of Stockport County 1, Charlton 1.
So 1-1 at half-time here at Edgeley Park after a couple of examples of penalty box pinball led to the goals. An Wright own goal gave Charlton the lead early on before a Will Collar tap-in equalised for the hosts. We're going to look back on that first 45 minutes in the company of Aaron McLean and Darren Bent. Aaron, who do you think had the better of the argument in the first half? I
have to say Stockport. You know, I think that Charlton had a period where Stockport had to make sure that they stayed in the game after they scored, but for that first half, I think they'll go in and Dave Challoner will be very, very happy with the way that they've applied themselves.
Goals have been in short supply for Charlton of late, but they took the lead early. How much was Ben Hinchliffe at fault for their opener, the keeper?
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it wasn't great, I think, from Stockport's perspective from start to finish, but really good start for Charlton. I mean, getting the ball into a right area. But from Stockport here, I mean, it's Ryan Crow's down in that area. There's no one around him, just hold your position. The fact that he gets drawn out to nobody, that's what makes the goalkeeper Hinchliffe react. Goes over his head, and Charlton take the lead, but really poor goal from Stockport's point of view.
So making that small small movement has meant that Ben Hinchliffe becomes unsighted. He should stay where he is.
Exactly there. If someone goes across the front of him, then you have to edge out and go and attack the ball. But the fact no one goes across him and the ball just drops over his head, if he holds his position, he heads it away, danger averted.
Yeah, Paddy Madden had a good chance, good save from the Charlton keeper, but they did get the equaliser in the end, and Will Collar couldn't miss this one.
Yeah, he couldn't, but he still has to control it. It's a great strike from Rydell. You know, that's what you know. Rydell will always give you good quality, good crosses, really good striker of the ball. As it comes back to Collar, Collar has to make sure that he controls the ball, and those ones are easy to miss, Benty. I'm sure you've been in position.
What, missed?
I'm not saying you've missed, but you know, he makes it look a lot easier than it really is, and you know, really good finish. And it's nothing less than they deserve. You know, they were on top at this moment in the game, and they deserve to get that goal, and probably deserve to go in, you know, at least a goal up.
Yeah. As you say, great strike from Rydell. We were talking when we were watching that about how the ref was letting them play. He didn't use his whistle very much in that first half, but should he have used his whistle for a foul on Miles Hippolyte in the box? Should Stockport have had a penalty?
Well, Charlton have got away with one, so that answers the question in itself.
The answer is yes. That's what he wants to say.
I mean, the referee, as you said, he's quite lenient. He wants to let the play go, but anywhere else on the pitch, this is a foul. I mean, there's no mistake in that. Anywhere else is a foul. In this situation, when you look at it, I mean, his hands are on his back. He's jumped all over him. It's a clumsy tackle. It's a penalty.
I think if either of us are in that position and the referee doesn't give us a penalty, we're spitting chips.
Yeah.
Because there is absolutely no way the referee should not blow up for a penalty there. He's right. Charlton have absolutely got away with one there.
We're so used to seeing VAR, aren't we? In Qatar, at the World Cup, of course, in the Premier League. Do you think not having VAR means that the referee has to make a decision, obviously, there and then? If he had VAR, would he have given it and then gone back to review it?
Potentially, but I mean that's a decision that we didn't need VAR sitting in where we were watching the game from, and we knew it was a penalty. So, but there has been something quite refreshing, as you said earlier, about there being no VAR, referees having to actually referee the game. But again, in that instance, Charlton have got away with one, because for me that's a penalty.
Aaron was saying that Stockport have had the better of the argument so far. What do you want to see from Charlton in the second half?
Well, they started off the first half really well. The ball was going up, they were setting it, and Chuck Zanike was running behind, causing them problems. After about 15 minutes, they stopped doing that, allowed Stockport into the game, and that's why Charlton this first half have been second best. They need to go back to that, hurt Stockport by turning them around, using Chuck Zanike's pace, then you get up the pitch.
OK, well, the question here at Edgeley Park, the big question still hasn't been answered. Who will book their place in the third round? Will we get a winner after 90 minutes, or will we need extra time or penalties to decide this FA Cup second round replay? The second half is up next. From Charlton in this second 45.
Well, I think Charlton just need to raise the tempo. They need to be better than they were in that first half, because Stockport were the better team for me.
It looks like Charlton are making a change here, Darren.
Yeah, it looks like George Dobson's coming on. I think it's because they lost control of the game. They need to gain, for Chuck Zanike, they need to get control of the game again, so I can understand this change.
Well, Stockport and Charlton still can't be separated, so let's see how the second half plays out as we rejoin our commentary team of Adam Virgo and first Joe Spade.
Ollie, thank you very much indeed. So the half-time change there for the away side. Chuck Zanike has got through only half the game and has been replaced by George Dobson, who has been perhaps the shining light in Charlton's campaign. On now with the captain's armband too, real fans' favourite. And we'll see now if he can control that midfield area for the Addicts. So Stockport County of League 2 in blue will get this second half underway. Playing from right to left towards that Cheadle end of the stadium. Stockport home this since 1902. Around about 8,000 we expected here tonight. Fans have come here in really good voice. There's been some memorable results here in recent times at Edgeley Park. Only 7 miles southeast of Manchester. Have to admire the fan base here, given that the Behemoths of just up north, City and United, on the border here of Cheshire and Lancashire. The record crowd here was nearly 28,000 when Liverpool came here for an FA Cup tie back in 1950. Stockport, Adam, as we expected here, as in the first match 10 days ago at the Valley. It's been a good match for Charlton, and perhaps had the better of that first half.
Oh, most definitely, and I think Dave Challoner will be pleased with his side's reaction after conceding a really, really poor goal. Dominated the majority of possession, created the best chances. Maybe should have the lead going into half-time. I think sometimes on the reflection how well a team's done in the first half, when manager makes a change at half-time and said towards the end of that first half, then maybe Charlton will maybe looking to bring on Dobson just to offer something in that midfield area to try and contain the ball a little bit more. Seems like he's went with 2 up with Kirk and Payne, and just Morgan just playing a little bit higher up the field in that 10 role.
That's a foul there by Dobson, just off the bench. First senior match as a manager this for Anthony Hayes. He's made the half-time change to hopefully see his team dictate the game, but his half-time subs giving away this set-piece chance for Stockport County, an area where, as we saw in the first half, as we saw in the first match, they are a danger. This man here, Wright, does provide fine delivery. It's a decent ball too, and the header was well off target, but a warning sign there, and it was that man Collar once again.
Yeah, it's been an area of concern for Charlton certainly in recent weeks. We saw Burton score a similar goal from this kind of angle from a free kick in that 3-3 draw. We want to see a reaction at the start of this second half, and a free header there from Will Collar.
On the books of Brighton as a youngster, Will Collar only played one senior game though for the Seagulls. You have to be a fine player to make it with Brighton.
Exactly.
You were telling me earlier, Adam, that this was the venue, away to our right at the railway end, where you scored your first ever league goal.
I did, yeah. A magnificent 6-yard header.
And the assist was from Nathan Jones.
Yeah.
The man in charge at Southampton. Here's Madden for Stockport County. Collar went over and he was fouled too. Fouled by Campbell. There's a free kick which is in Rydell range, but before that it's a booking for the Charlton youngster.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to have struggled in those one-on-one areas defensively. Certainly a real asset going forward, Campbell, but I just think in those one-on-one areas he's really struggled defensively. Just Collar on the front foot there. Comes in a little bit late. The referee's in a good position to see the challenge come in.
So the first booking of the evening goes to Tyrese Campbell of Charlton. What can Stockport mustn't have from the free kick? Rydell with a left foot is the favourite. On the first half, which lacked the elevation to get past the Charlton wall. McGinnivray shows some safe hands in that first period. It is right down, off the upright. Second time in the game, he's hit the frame with a goal. That was a fine free kick.
So unlucky there. Absolutely brilliant technique there. There was absolutely beaten. The wall was beaten. The post has kept Charlton in this tight.
Bending away from the goalkeeper. Looked to be going in, but the woodwork there saving Charlton.
Absolutely, but the keeper's beaten. Wonderful technique there, up and over the wall. So unlucky.
This time it wouldn't fall to a teammate to put the ball away on the rebound. It's a lesson that you can't give away free kicks in that sort of area. Stockport can't punish you. Furthest Stockport have ever gone in the FA Cup is round 5. The last occasion was in 2001 when they lost against Spurs at the old White Hart Lane. Header back there was almost a bit short, but does find its intended target, McGinnivray. From the man who giving away that first half penalty, Sean Clare, who got away with one. This is Charlton's 10th cup tie of the season. It's been a busy few months for them. 30 games played now. round 16 tie in the League Cup. In a few weeks' time, a 4th round tie against Brighton at the Valley. So they have a new permanent boss in charge by then. Chin. Right elbow won the header, but Rydell just caught the back of the head of Chin. It's a painful one for Ryan Rydell. The Stockport physio has been called for.
It's a certainly sore one, isn't it, there for Rydell on the back of Chin's head.
Cold night, those come sharp. Fine game though, Ryan Rydell, just 21, signed from Fleetwood Town just over a year ago. The Charlton fans made it, and they come with a message too, some of them. Sangar, the Dane, who's been in charge now for a couple of years, promised the world when he came in. Things are taking a turn for the worse in more recent times. Another period of change coming up. It's been such a frustrating time, such a sad time too. A really good football club, but falling upon hard times.
Yeah, I mean, under the previous ownership, you really felt that Stansgaard came in that there would certainly be a light at the end of the tunnel for Charlton and fans in particular. He's certainly come under a lot of criticism. The way that the club is structured, the way that the club's run, the signings, the lack of investment that he's put into this side. It's arguably what's cost the manager the job.
Well, now then, this was all a bit uncalled for, the referee having to step in and just calm a few things down. Southern Hales is down here, the Stockport right wing back. Tempers flaring. High emotion here, and the referee just taking his time, trying to restore order first, but there may well be some punishment coming.
I think it's George Dobson that's the player involved, and I think the Stockport players are really unhappy. And they feel he's deliberately pushed Southern Hales into the advertising boards.
Well, the medical staff are attending to Southern Hales, who is off the pitch, just in front of those Stockport fans. And while he's receiving the attention, the referee just taking his time, but Dobson could be in some bother. Just wonder how much the officials saw of it.
The linesman's that side as well, Joe, to see what happened as well.
Gladly doesn't appear to be too serious for Southern Hales, so this is what happened.
Oh, wow. I don't think that's deliberate. He's just there, just shielding him away, and unfortunately, he's caught the brunt of it. You see it sometimes, Joe, when a player goes near the site and you give him a little push and he does go into the advertising boards, but for me, that's not deliberate at all. It's just an unfortunate accident.
Yeah, it is very, very unfortunate that. Just the positioning of the incident which caused the pain for Southern Hales. And still, he's being treated by the medical staff. Of course, they'll make absolutely sure that he's fit and able to return to the field of play. I think Dobson there just explaining exactly what happened. There was no malice, there was no aggression intended.
Yeah, but I'll be the same as a Stockport player. I'll be going over saying exactly the same things as Miles Hippolyte. Doesn't seem that character, George Dobson, in my opinion. Just an unfortunate accident that's just happened.
The He's okay again, but having to leave the pitch before being allowed back on again. Set the pulses racing a touch here, both on the pitch and off it. There is now an edge about this cup tie. And here's Paddy Madden looking for Rply. Rosedale, Madden. Puts on that for Rydell. Paulie Southern Hales, another former Fleetwood player. Been sent off himself this season, spent 6 weeks out due to injury, the Welshman. Too comfortable there, must be said. Rydell. Dobson. He's the giver of the piece now from the Stockport fans' point of view. And now just exchanging a word or two with Wootton, but now Wootton reacting to that. Trying to keep their cool here.
They do, yeah. And I think they're certainly still frustrated from the challenge. Southern Hales. It's certainly brought an end to this cup tie now, hasn't it? Home team attacking their fans in that end. More bite now, isn't it?
As you mentioned earlier, they've had issues, Stockport, with discipline this season. 5 players they have had sent off. To maintain their composure. It's just a lecture from the referee, Scott Oldham. I think more than that. Stockport parade. Rply. Shin defending. Last touch came off Rply.
So the change of personnel at half-time for Charlton Athletic, not necessarily the change of shape, but not really seen any real reaction from them in this second half. Not really got into Stockport County's half yet. No real control. Seems the performance now, they've just got to try and grind out and get something from the game.
Morgan going forward there, but Johnson defending. Clare. Dobson. And Mitchell. Campbell. Clare. Chin. Forster-Kaski. Whether he went through the entire 90 of players who's not had too many starts this season. Finding Clare. Dobson. Now Payne. Forster-Kaski to Albie Morgan.
They need a bit of possession. Just try and move themselves up the field a little bit. Just give them a little bit of respite with the ball now.
That wins the free kick.
He's got to be careful.
Tyrese Campbell there, who was booked earlier in this second half.
Really be careful now. And a yellow card.
A double change on the way for Charlton. Remember, they made the half-time switch with Dobson coming on, but 2 more off the bench are imminent. First of all, though, on a set piece to defend against. Southern Hales will take it. Well taken by Rply. A couple of forwards who look as though they'll be coming on in the very near future for Charlton. Jaisimi and Raksaki, who were both starters. That defeat against Cheltenham Town a few days ago. There's Dobson. Now Payne. Between the lines there, Payne. Finding Morgan. This was behind Stockport, but kept in by Campbell. Wright. He scored the own goal early on, which put Charlton in front, but as a came from Will Connor. And the keeper's come a long way here, and he got there. Slight appeal for a handball. It was Payne who was the Charlton player nearest to him. He's the only one, though, who posed a question towards the referee.
You've got to be so careful. Dominating the game as much as Stockport have done. You don't switch off at the back and for a silly opportunity and chance.
Chin. Just playing their way back into the ascendancy again now, Charlton. Some good possession. Here's Dobson. He has made a difference. He's used the ball so well. Sharp's number 4. Still going in there. Campbell.
Certainly the 3 phases of play now for Charlton, where they are now keeping the ball better in Stockport's half and using the ball, moving it quickly. Which the offensive line really there to see the danger.
So here come the changes then. Albie Morgan's departing for Charlton. Move into a slightly more advanced role in the second half, but hasn't had too much of the ball. So Raksaki, who's on loan from Crystal Palace, just 20 years of age, he's on for him. He's got 5 goals this season, 3 of those coming in cup games for Charlton. Kirk's also going off. And his replacement, Darlene Jaisimi, who has come off the bench in the last match between these two sides. They did start that game I mentioned earlier a few days ago after missing 12 games due to an ankle issue. Here's Raksaki. Shin with the ball across. 3 there waiting. Went beyond them all though, and it's come now for Chin. It's a goal kick. It was Campbell in fact, who tried to get the ball back in the danger area again, but nothing doing. What do you make of those changes?
Yeah, 2
there,
positive
Adam?
changes. I think Raksaki in particular for me, a quality player that's certainly embedded himself really well for Charlton in terms of his directness with the ball, his pace that he offers. But they've got to get him into the game. So they really struggled to find Morgan when he went further on, really struggled to find Kirk in the game in that final third. So yes, they're positive changes, but they have to use the ball better to get their more flair players. But the pace going forward now is certainly there for Charlton to get that ball in behind or play through the thirds.
Right. Stockport with a push. He felt there was the contact that in the first half was being allowed, but on this occasion the whistle's been blown.
It's a little push there on Will Connor. I think it's a foul in my opinion. They tend to go deep. These diagonals into the box.
So Southern Hales will take it. It does look to be okay now for that really painful collision a few moments ago. High and looping. Again well taken. Rply, who sets his team away straight away, and here's Raksaki, who's direct and purposeful, but it's fouled there by Rydell. The card coming now for Rydell. It's been a bit of a scrappy second half. It's been punctuated by the odd challenge, and the yellow card now been produced. The first Stockport player, caution.
go to get them on a yellow card now. Certainly have to be careful going to ground making challenges.
Stockport change, and he's not too far away. It's just awaiting instruction of the referee here as to whether that change will take place now. This will be the first shove of the pack from Dave Challoner. Ollie Crackshaw will be coming on. Ollie Crackshaw, who scored a goal in that wonderful replay here in the FA Cup last season against Bolton. Southern Hales who has gone off. So I wonder whether that may be the after effects of that hefty bang against the advertising boards, and we do hope that he's going to be okay. Played on for what, 5-10 minutes. He's been replaced by Crackshaw. Clare. The doctor there of Stockport County. Still just having a bit of discussion there with all these Southern Hales and with the concussion protocols nowadays. It's not a case of chances being taken. So Crackshaw on for him. Let's try to see with the Charlton. Now Dobson towards Shy-Simi. Away by Wright, referee there playing the advantage. Collar, maybe touch. Chin. Dobson. Clare. Raksaki. He's played a couple of games for Palace and Premier League. Shouldn't intended target. It's away by Ryan Johnson.
Seems, doesn't it, that Southern Hales is still recovering from that challenge from Bolton, then he hit the advertising boards.
Clare. Moved forward here by Sean Clare. Cross with the left foot. Hooked away by Johnson. Madden. Collar. Collar has caught. And caught by Forsakaski. Yellow card now for the number 8 of Charlton. Joins Campbell on the book.
Certainly no complaints there for Forsakaski, just a little bit late on the follow-through. Ollie Crackshaw on that right-hand side is now an adapted wing-back from last season. Certainly offers a lot of pace, very, very direct if you're giving the ball into good areas in those one-on-one areas.
The Charlton change, not too far away. Coming on in a few moments' time over their 4th alteration. There's a point that I've heard raised at the World Cup, Adam, about this 5 subs rule which we have now, which was brought in the pandemic time. Should we still have it? Do we still need 5 subs?
That's a great question, isn't it? Certainly has come to looking after the players, and now all of a sudden managers are asking to adapt it, maybe purely on the size of the squad from more the Premier League managers.
As Shy-Simi's ball across. It does favour those with the bigger squads. Campbell, low ball in, right got a touch. Shy-Simi with the cutback. He was packed upon gratefully by Hinchcliffe, who then pumps up towards Madden. Clare's back covering for Charlton. Hippolyte. Crosdale. Right down. Crosdale. Acker Wright. Wootton. Joy there against Mitchell, who, don't forget, is just 17 years of age. Starting back-to-back matches, and he Does look the part back there for Charlton. Raksaki is through here. So good bit of defending, vital defending for Stockport from Wright. I'll
have to say the two substitutes in Jaisimi and Raksaki have made an impact already. They seem to have something now in the final third that they can offer. Seem to cause Stockport a problem.
Good ball forward here towards Crankshaw, who couldn't quite bring it down under his spell. Just have to check there, Crankshaw. Really well picked out by Crowsdale.
Yeah, good ball there. So I mentioned more of a winger when he came to the football club. Of injuries last season and going to that 3-5-2 formation, as we mentioned in the National League, he almost adopted a right wing-back role. He certainly can make those inside runs as well, as we've just seen there.
Yeah, he was booked only a few moments ago. Shake falls to Kasky. He's got to watch his step. So here comes Blackett Taylor then. 19-year-old Tyrese Campbell departs. Blackett Taylor back after missing the Cheltenham game a few days ago due to illness. Came off the bench and hit the woodwork in the first match between these two sides 10 days back. So that's the fourth change made by Charlton. Right down. Rply. Cushion touch by Crankshaw. Oh, and turned in! Super hit by Comer. Will Comer scores again for Stockport County, who have come from behind to lead here. The League Two team. And it could be a special cup night once again at Edgeley Park.
Well, it's a wonderful goal, a wonderfully executed goal. But the layoff was absolutely exquisite. Good patient build-up, but the time and space. Rply's got to put that ball in there. I mean, Carl Wooden just lays it off perfectly for Will Collar, who picks up a brilliant position, unmarked. Hits it hard, hits it low. Big goal. A deserved goal as well. Can't say that it's not been coming.
Fantastic moment for Will Comer and for Stockport County. Had a fine game. Scored the equaliser. And now his goal, as things stand, will send Stockport County into the third round of the FA Cup.
Well, he's such an important player for Dave Challoner and for Stockport County. Mentions his performances last season in the National League, absolutely brilliant. I said he was the most improved player in the National League last season. But his timing of the runs with the midfield is so difficult to mark. I think he's got fitter, he's got stronger. He's almost becoming a complete player now.
Scored 11 goals to midfield last season for Dave Challoner's team. That's 5 now for this campaign. But Charlton with a chance to respond immediately. Free kick which Kasky will take. It's a deep one towards the bell, turned square by him. Clearance is more up than away by Rply. There's Payne. Away by Wright. He questioned the goalkeeper, Adam. It was well hit, wasn't it, by Cover, but it was the power that beat the break.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very hard hit at him, and it's very close to him for a goalkeeper to get down to that. Would have been a spectacular save from him.
It's a beautiful touch by Woodson to play Collar in. Stockport hang on to lead, or can Charlton? That's a quarter of an hour. That's a forced extra time. Dobson. There's Clare. And Shin. On by Hippolyte. play. It's a very good pass too. Out to Blackett-Taylor. Forster-Kaski. Tackled by Cover. Crackshaw. Now Crowsdale. Madden. So well constructed move this by Stockport. And a lunging tackle there by Mitchell. Free kick. Has to be a card too. No doubt about the yellow there for Zach Mitchell.
Certainly late there from the youngster. Just the difference when you're on the front foot, winning those second balls, pressing in that midfield area. And you look at the energy levels of Charlton, you look at the energy levels of Stockport County. It's completely night and day. The home team are absolutely dominant in this game. Yes, the two substitutions I mentioned 5 minutes ago have made a difference with a little bit of an outball, but they still got to do better. Charlton, when they win that first ball back.
Crackshaw with a free kick. It's got a long way through. Oh, and poked just wide. Well, it fell the way of Fraser Horsfall.
I think it was Rply, wasn't it? They just got that final touch. Teasing ball in there from Ollie Crackshaw.
Two-goal buffer. Charlton very much in this tie. They have the pacey attackers now on the pitch, but it's a question of whether they can be found in the space where they can hurt Stockport. Crackshaw. Return of pace by the Stockport substitute. A diving tackle from Dobson. The tackle he felt he had to make there, with Crackshaw making inroads.
Challenge there from the captain, to be a timely one.
To get the ball cleanly, so it's a throw-in. Shaw out to Wright. Crackshaw. It's done well. Over he goes. Penalty! Stockport given a penalty for the foul on Crackshaw by Dobson. A chance now for Stockport County to put clear daylight between the two teams here.
Well, there's no real complaint from the captain, is there? When arguably your most consistent and best player this season is giving away fouls like that, he certainly catches the foot of Ollie Crackshaw. The penalty they didn't get in the first half, they've now managed to find themselves one now.
And so Will Cover has the chance here to complete the hat-trick. Up against Craig McGillivray. They've only had one in normal time this season. That was taken by Madden at Bradford City back in October in League Two. But in the FA Cup tonight, this could well be Will Cover's night. For Stockport County. The upset could be on now. Will Cover, the hat-trick hero, and the League Two team look to be set for round 3 in the FA Cup.
Well, a magnificent performance from Will Cover, a magnificent performance from Stockport so far. Just hits it absolutely brilliantly into the corner, confidently. Keeper stands absolutely no chance of keeping that one out. Goes right into the corner against the side netting of it. So Charlton had a mountain to climb. They've got an even bigger one now.
Well, in a game where they were behind, what a response it's been from Stockport County. Scott Fraser's coming on now for Charlton. replacing Jake Forster-Caskey. That's their last change of the game. We're going to see James Brown coming onto for Stockport. James Brown, who's on loan from Blackburn Rovers. Extra defensive reinforcement now for Stockport, but they have this two-goal cushion with less than 10 minutes of normal time to play. And a yellow card shown, by the way, to Sean Clare of Charlton for scuffing up the penalty spot just before, you'll see it here, just before Will Collar steps up. Eagle-eyed officials.
Yeah, that's poor, that.
Strong tackle going in there. Ball comes across, Dobson wins the header. Dobson's there again. Stockport players sent another one here. He sent a fourth goal. Brackshaw was going in.
Well, you have to say this is a worrying performance for Charlton Athletic at the moment. They have been second best at absolutely everything. You see Will Collar in the corner, he gets fouled, he manages to get himself up and gets across into the box. I mean, there's a real lack of belief in this side at the moment. Massive job for whoever has to come in and try and take the reins and try and find some consistency, because at the moment, what you see tonight is a worrying performance.
Here's Wootton. There was a handball there, and it was seen. Handball by the bell. Stockport have not taken their foot off the gas. They want to put this tie to bed. And the atmosphere here now really is quite something.
Well, they're certainly not happy with 3, are they? They want more goals. They know they can believe they can get more goals. Just see a little bit of character now from Charlton, Joe. Don't fold and concede another one. Now show a bit of character at least.
James Brown, who came on there in place of Madden, who's the only player back for Stockport from this free kick. They're still committing players up there. Small amongst those waiting. It's a low one. That near post area by Shin. This will be a fourth defeat in 5 matches for Charlton. No wins in 6. The end of their FA Cup campaign. And a long trip north again at the weekend when they're back in League One action away to Morecambe. Hippolyte. There was a push there by Hippolyte, so it's a free kick for Charlton. They're going to take some lifting, Charlton, off the back of this. Anthony Hayes being assisted by a former Charlton captain in Jason Pearce. A few days between them to try and get some belief going again, but it's a tough job. It's a long way home for these fans tonight. And the disenchantment is there, clear to see.
Oh, certainly is. I mean, some really poor performances recently. The Port Vale result, you look at the Cheltenham result in particular. And you see this performance this evening.
Chin there commits the free kick. Stockport County, who've been into round 3 of the FA Cup just once in the past 15 years. They're set for that tie against Walsall now in early January. Walsall, who are in good form in League 2. They're in 10th place, they're 2 spots above Stockport. Wootton. Collar. Crankshaw. He's won a corner.
Oh, he's certainly looked really lively since he's come on, Ollie Crankshaw. Spoke about his directness with the ball. Certainly evident when he won the penalty.
Johnson, Wright, Horsball all waiting there. The low ball, it's Collar again. Shot was blocked away. Payne. Crankshaw, Asting and harrying. He's done really well after coming off the bench, Crankshaw.
The 3-1 up, and look at how much pressure they're putting on them. You wouldn't tell these two sides are in different leagues at all. Yes, there is a confidence about this Stockport County side, but at the moment, Charlton just showed no commitment, no desire. Just folded in this second half.
Enjoyed some good cut runs, Dave Challoner, in his time as a player. He was the captain of his first club, Tranmere Rovers, when they'd reached a Wembley final, the League Cup final. Lost against Leicester back in 2000. There's Crankshaw. Mitchell defending. Crankshaw full of vigour and verve. This is Clare. Chip. Certainly been a steep learning curve for the youngsters in this Charlton team tonight. Mitchell. Blackett-Taylor. The obvious look for the Charlton fans will be towards that upcoming transfer window as they seek reinforcements. Before that, they'll hope to find a new permanent boss. Plenty of names in the frame. It might not be the most attractive job right now. In a pretty poor place at the moment. This will not ease the mood. It's Dobson. Tipped in towards Payne. All the way back to the bell. There's Clare. Raksaki. Driven in. Oh, chance. Payne. Fizzed at him, but he was unmarked there.
That's a chance, isn't it? Big chance as well. Just hearing the amount of injury time that we're about to have, that would have been a really interesting end to the game.
Yeah, we are expecting 9 minutes by way of stoppage time. There were 7 in the first match 10 days ago when Stockport got their late equaliser. Payne scored there. Could have been some more drama in added time here in this tie, but still Stockport have their 2-goal buffer. And now they're making a triple change. Rosedale going off. He's replaced by Cody Johnson, who's just 17, but he's a player with backs of promise and potential. Who's in these parts, tell you that. His FA Cup debut, only his 3rd senior appearance. The man whose hat-trick is set to win this tie, also departing. And to a standing ovation too, Will Collar. Callum Capps, Stockport born and bred, comes on for him, and Hippolyte's also departing, and Callum MacDonald is his replacement. So 9 minutes confirmed by way of stoppage time. Although we may well have more than that, given that triple change. Are we in Qatar? No, I tell you. I can't feel my feet.
Well, I was about to say, we are for injury time, but not for the not for the heat.
It's further wind in the sails, this, of Stockport County. There'll be 8 wins, there'll be 11 games. They're going well in League 2. The FA Cup run will just garner more belief. And it's a group here who've been together for some time now, and it's all clicking rather well with Dave Charlton. He's doing a super job. Moving in the second tier. In the 90s, a few years in that division. Dave Jones was in charge here for a time. They reached the League Cup semi-final back then. We're in the 6th tier though. Only a few years ago they were part-time. They've come through that. The owner here, Mark Stott, the local businessman, has done a tremendous job to put this club back on an upward path again. Wootton here giving chase, and the bell goes back. Dobson, switch out there, that's a heavy touch. But Adam, time for your Emirates player of the match, and there's only one man, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, certainly one of my easiest ones of the season. Just a magnificent performance all round. Yes, his goals have contributed to the win this evening, but the tempo that he's played at, he's really dictated that midfield as well, making those midfield runs, and he's just had the complete performance this evening. Another good performance in a Stockport County shirt for Will Collar.
Crankshaw got the ball across. It's put behind for a corner by Jin. Had to be 2. McDonald was just behind him.
A good play again from Crankshaw down that right-hand side. He's been really effective since coming on.
And still, Stockport committing plenty of players forward. Not just wasting time now. A real show for their fans here tonight. Another memorable night at FC Park. Swung in by Rydell. Camps caught it very well. Very clean connection there from Camps.
Yeah, decent attempt there. Just a short back lift, quick strike. Bending it towards the post, but not a bad attempt there.
Goals flowing once again for Stockport. 17 they've now scored in their last 6 games. Got Rochdale away at the weekend. Team who are 4th from bottom of League 2. So they try and close that gap on the playoff spots. Two clubs who are 1 league apart. Wouldn't really know that. The evidence of this tonight. Worlds apart in terms of their mindset right now. Fraser's ball in here. Stuffed away behind by McDonald for a corner. There is still time here. Charlton get one back. Hope he's not lost yet. Still 4 minutes of stoppage time to go. So what can Charlton muster from this? Can't clear that near post area. Fraser. Keeper's cut. Hinchcliffe. Takes well. What's the worst possible start? That defensive mix-up for Stockport. Charlton going in front by the own goal, but the way they've come back since then, this man will be absolutely delighted tonight.
Yeah, they didn't panic. I think that was the biggest thing about it, was that they conceded a poor goal, yes, but I think their performance throughout have just been totally dominant. Thoroughly deserved victory this evening, and it's just continuing the momentum. I mentioned how good they were against Hartlepool on the weekend. We showed how confident they were against Charlton in the first game they played against each other. And they're certainly gaining good momentum now after a little bit of an inconsistent start to the season under Dave Challoner, but there's certainly enough quality here to get themselves up the table.
Chin going forward there. It's another corner for Charlton. Mitchell's up there on the back. Dobson's there too. Lavelle in the mix as well. Can they provoke a grandstand finale? Fraser's corner. It's a good one. It's not been cleared yet. Raksaki. So very tight and congested though. And that Crackshaw with a chance to break away. Surging forward, but Crackshaw had to check. No need to force the issue. The Stockport now, there's Wright going in. It's a free kick.
Face the ball. Ollie, get in here. Take it inside, first one. Stay.
Chin. Charlton fans have stayed here until the bitter end. You have to admire their dedication at a time where their patience really is being tested. There's Dobson. Flipped up towards Chin. Ball square, but it's passed upon by Hinchcliffe, and Stockport's almost there.
Yeah, it really just sums everything up, doesn't it, for Charlton in that final third. So the changes that have been made haven't worked. The continuity of this starting 11 didn't really click together. As I mentioned, I think it's a massive job whoever comes in.
First senior match as a manager for Anthony Hayes tonight. Difficult night. Big name from yesteryear coming to Edgeley Park and forming foul of Stockport in the FA Cup. We saw Bolton come here last year, lose a replay in dramatic fashion. Charlton, the team who will fall tonight. It's all over. It is a night of Will Collar's life, the hat-trick hero for Stockport County. And the League Two team have put their place in the third round of the FA Cup. They came from behind him with 3 goals, and Will Collar scored the lot. No letter for Charlton. It's been a dismal week for them. It's been a painful few years for them. Stockport will face Walsall in round 3 in a month from now. A club on the up here. Stockport 3, Charlton won the full-time score, and Will Collar heads away with a beaming smile and the match ball. It's Stockport to go through.
Well, a first career hat-trick from Will Collar has secured Stockport County's place in the third round of this year's FA Cup. And he's doubled his goal tally for the season, and he's got the match ball. Aaron McLean and Darren Bent alongside me. How good was Will Collar this evening?
He was excellent. You know, he epitomised everything that was good about Stockport today. You know, his quality in possession, his work rate, and to top it off, his 3 finishes.
And Stockport into the third round over the 2 matches. The right outcome, do you think, Darren?
Well, yeah, certainly after this second leg performance from Stockport, both halves I thought they controlled the game, won the second leg quite comfortably, and from a Charlton perspective it's disappointing, but if you're Stockport, you take this confidence from beating a side that's in a division above you into your league form.
The party's still going on here at Edgeley Park. We can hear from the match winner now. Will Collar is with Becky Ives.
Will that go down as another classic FA Cup night at Edgeley Park?
Yeah, we like the FA Cup here, don't we? Obviously, a great game to play in. We fancy ourselves when we scored, obviously, last minute at their place. And yeah, another great night at Rply Park.
You're clutching the ball there, hat-trick, how do you feel?
Yeah, pretty surreal, to be honest. Obviously, the first professional hat-trick. Something dreams are made of when you're younger. Yeah, I feel really good.
Was there a discussion between you and Paddy Madden who was going to take the penalty?
Do you know what? I thought there'd be more of a discussion. He just pointed straight at me, which I'm grateful for, obviously, and yeah, obviously just had to step up and do the business.
Look, all your goals have come in the last sort of 7 to 8 league games. Where's this form come from?
Well, I had hit a purple patch last season where I scored quite a few goals around this time. I had a concussion at the start of this season, kept me out for a couple of weeks, and then I ended up playing right back for a few games. So it's been a bit of a stop-start season for me, but obviously last few games I felt really good, and it's shown in my game.
Well, it is Walsall in the next round, a team that are in your league, you know well. Is this a real opportunity to go on a run this season in the FA Cup?
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely fancy ourselves against them, and then obviously, hopefully, we can get through that game and then get a big boy after that.
Well, you are the player of the match. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations to Stockport County and indeed Will Collar. We're going to look back at his 3 goals now, Darren, and we'll start with the first, which came from a brilliant strike from Wright off the post, and Will Collar was there to do the rest.
Instinct. Really got himself in a good position in that 6-yard box, but he reacts really well. I mean, it's not an easy finish, even though it looks like a tap-in. He comes back at him really quickly, keeps himself onside there. Good firm side foot on it, in the back of the net, empty finish, 1-0. Really good finish.
No doubts about the offside. I know the Charlton players were looking around.
Yeah, they're looking around him more in hope than anything. You know, when it comes back to him there and there's no one around him, they're hoping that he's going to be offside, but no chance.
This is his second. Keeper at fault here, Darren, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a good level goalkeeper, you're disappointed with that. I mean, he's there, he's behind it. I know it's close. I mean, it's good movement from Collar, by the way, getting himself into that area. But once you're in there and you're at such close range, keeper's got to do better there. It's not like the hardest of strikes, and it's right at him. So for me, Aaron, he's got to do better with that.
Yeah, he has, but I'm looking more on the flip side. You know, really good play from Wharton. They play it into Wharton. Wharton, lovely little set off to him, and then Collar hits it low and hard, skids under the keeper, and he can't get to it.
Third goal was a penalty. Didn't seem like there were many complaints from the Charlton players here. Clear penalty for you, Darren?
Yeah, rash. And it's fair, I thought when George come on Dobbin, he didn't use his experience. He was a bit hot-headed. He got involved in 1 or 2 issues, and there again, that was it at the end. I mean, he doesn't have to dive in there. He flies into the tackle and gives the penalty away.
We might see a bit of this in Qatar over the next few rounds in the World Cup, and we already have, actually, for that matter. But I hope the England players are watching this penalty because it was emphatic.
Yeah, you know, it's not even he doesn't even hit it cleanly. No. You know, we were saying it's a little bit scuffy, but it's right in the corner. The accuracy's there. It's enough power on it. It goes in the bottom corner, and he won't care. He's walking home with the ball.
Should just turn this on to Charlton if we can, because they went to goal up in the 7th minute. Yeah. What did you make of their performance today? I know it's been a tough week for them, but what did you see from them out there? Disappointing, all things considered, as I lose my pen.
I am disappointed because I think they turned up to Stockport, and I think they applied themselves in the first 15 minutes exactly the way you'd want to. It's cold, it's a difficult place to come. They get the goal, and I thought they were playing really well. But they came away from the basics. They stopped doing what got them in front in the first place. I mean, again, from Stockport's point of view, poor goal to concede. But for Charlton, you handed a lifeline, really. You get the goal, you get yourself in front, and it's about, like, can you build on that and go and get yourself into the next round.
And if you're a Charlton fan watching this, you want to see a bit of fight, a bit of grit. Did you see that from them this evening?
The thing is, I wouldn't look at the players and say that they gave up and they didn't want it. But I just think they came up against a really well-organised, well-drilled Stockport team who know exactly what's expected of them, exactly what they need to do to go out and win games. And they've got a manager who has the faith in them to go and execute the game plan. They did it perfectly today.
And I know that an FA Cup run is good. It brings financial benefits with it, etc. It gets the atmosphere here at Rply Park rocking, and they go Walsall in the next round. But for Stockport, they're in such good form. Is promotion their priority, do you think, Aaron?
I'd say it is their priority, you know, but listen, they're new into that division. You know, they only got promoted from the National League last season, so to finish in the top half, this season would be amazing. But I know the size of the club. I know what their expectations are and what they're hoping for. Dave Challoner will believe that his team's good enough to go and get promotion.
How impressed were you by Stockport tonight, Darren?
Played really well, especially after going 1-0 down as well. I thought they controlled pretty much the majority of the game, had the better chances. Were unfortunate they didn't get given a penalty either, so the scoreline could have been worse. So I guess from a Stockport point of view and a fan point of view, watching this, you are going to be thinking, even though I don't know what that noise was, but you are going to be thinking, well, do you know, let's go on a little cup run. We can get ourselves out of this division, but I was really impressed with them from start to finish.
OK, well, don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll continue our look back at Stockport County's victory here in the second round replay over Charlton Athletic. They've booked their ticket into the third round, and we'll have more analysis right after this. Well, there are lots of very happy Hatters here at Rply Park at the moment, in great form in the league and now into the third round of the FA Cup. We can hear from the winning manager, Dave Challoner, is with Becky Ives.
Well, Dave, you had to come from behind, but you've got the job done.
Yeah, great. Similar start to last year in terms of here. We wanted to make this a cup tie. I think we got a little bit embroiled early on. We wanted to play forward to try and play in their half. As you say, came from behind, but showed great character, second half especially, played the game where we wanted to. They brought their, I suppose, more regulars on, but delighted with how we've performed, and we'll look forward to that next round when it comes around.
Look, we spoke about the belief beforehand. Was a lot of that what we saw on the pitch?
Yeah, absolutely. It was strange in here because I suppose listen, sometimes you come a little bit used to big occasions, and the atmosphere was a little bit strange. Whether that was because people felt that we had a better chance than maybe normal of coming here and winning, but I think the results we've had over the past month have really instilled like I say, a real belief, as you say, and a confidence in the group, even when coming from behind. That will do them, like I say, the world of good. We all aspire to be where Charlton are, if you like, so hard work will hopefully get us there.
And they're very much going the right way. Good things are happening here at Rply Park, Aaron.
Yeah, they really are. And what they did really well was getting the manager. Getting the manager first and foremost, a manager that's forward-thinking, has a plan. Once they brought him in, they're allowing him the time and the funds to be able to go and implement that, and they're feeling the rewards for it.
Well, for all the good times that are happening here at Stockport County, it's been a turbulent 48 hours, to say the least, for Charlton and their fans. Ben Garner sacked on Monday. Anthony Hayes announced his caretaker manager yesterday, and they've tasted defeat this evening. We can hear from Anthony now in conversation with Becky.
Anthony, how do you sum that one up?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a scrappy affair. I didn't think there was much between it in the first half. We didn't pose enough of a threat to their goal over the course of the game. And second half, I didn't think there was any real rhythm or flow to the game, but what we didn't do well enough was we gave too many fouls away in our own half. And they're very good at what they do, and we looked vulnerable from set plays most of the evening. So disappointing again, to concede second phase of a wide free kick, give away a penalty. It's a similar story to the first game, really.
And is that simple things that you think you can fix, or is it part of a wider problem?
No, yeah, I think the players obviously need to manage our line a little bit better on the grass, because it's very difficult to try and get that information on from the sideline. It's something that we speak about a lot in terms of trying to be brave with our defensive line. And then it's about first and second balls and then moving as the ball travels. So, of course, it's something that we'll look at, and every goal is avoidable. So we're disappointed with the manner of the goals that we've given away, for sure.
Whilst you're in charge, what is your priority?
Prepare the team as best we can to win games of football.
And where do you think you'll go from here?
Well, very quickly into Morecambe, so we have to recover. We have to look at the personnel that we'll have available for that game. We'll obviously assess what they do and what they do well, where we can hurt them, and we'll have a group of players that I'm sure will give everything for this shirt going into Saturday.
Well, we saw in the away end a Sangard out banner held up by the Charlton fans. What needs to happen there for them to return to former glories, Darren?
Would need to be a little bit of stability. I think you can't, we spoke about it, you can't keep sacking managers. Every time results start to go against you, you then turn to another manager. You're never going to build anything. You need to put foundations in place for this club to move forward now. I mean, it's a long way off before they can even start thinking about championship football. They've got to kind of get themselves top end of League One, start putting some consistency together. Then you could talk about promotion. But right now, whoever he identifies as the next manager, you have to give him time.
I know they're professional footballers, it's their job, but how difficult is it for the players when it's clearly very turbulent, sort of off the pitch?
It's tough. You know, like Darren said, there's no consistency. You know, managers are coming in, they want to bring in players to play a certain style. Then another manager comes in, he wants to play a different style. There has to be that consistency across the board, and until they get that, until they get consistency at the top, it's going to be, you know, it'll rot all the way through. And at the moment, that's what's happening at Charlton.
But as we said, good things happening here, Darren.
Fantastic. What performance today. Another good result. Beating a team that's in a division above, which onwards and upwards to Stockport.
Yeah. OK, a reminder that we've got some great sport coming your way. That is it from here at Edgeley Park. Thank you to Darren and Aaron. Thank you for watching. It was a collar hat trick that settled the tide. Take care.